The Alters is the next game from 11-Bit Studios, developers of the critically acclaimed Frostpunk franchise. While their previous work leans heavily on an oppressive and bleak tone, even with this war of mine, The Alters breaks away and presents a more sci-fi oriented existential crisis. Welcome to Save the Game Media's review of The Alters. You play as Jan Dolsky, the sole survivor of a crash that lands you on a hostile alien planet. After making your way back to the base, you realise that the problems you face will require more than one pair of hands. Luckily though, you have a quantum computer aboard that, with the help of a strange resource called Rapidium, lets you retrace major points in Jan's life and create a carbon copy of him that made a different choice, with vastly different skills and personalities as a result. Seen the cult classic Moon, anyone?
What is this?
Conversations aren't just skill checks, character development, or lore and context either. Each alter has a very distinct personality and you'll have to interact with them in unique and different ways to ensure that they remain happy.
1, 2, 3. Now. Yes! It worked! You did it. We're gonna live. Let's get one thing straight. I did what you created me for.
A heads up before we go any further, we'll only be showing gameplay footage from the first few hours of the game. Trust me, it gets a little bit crazy as things progress and we want to preserve those surprises as much as possible, so keep that in mind. As you build out your base with XCOM-like expansion mechanics and create yet more Jan clones to help maintain the facilities within, you'll be racing against an ever-ticking clock as a deadly sunrise looms. Explore around the base for resources and build out connected outposts and power lines that fall somewhere between Fallout's settlement building and Death Stranding's structure economy. Visually, The Alters is quite impressive, though there were some strange artifacting and motion blurring in my gameplay, particularly prevalent on character models in close-up cutscenes and conversation.
There again.
The world feels oppressive in the same way that Returnal does, with harsh weather and lots of cold stone environments. And I love Returnal. Gameplay is also ultimately quite formulaic as well, and running around the environments can become a little rote and repetitive in a short period of time. The introduction of new alters who can fulfill some of these menial tasks for you does alleviate the problem somewhat, but that is very player dependent. The saving grace that elevates the gameplay above flat-out criticism is the way that it's broken up. The third-person resource gathering, the XCOM base building, and the extremely well voice-acted dialogue scenes with your alters and a handful of other more mysterious NPCs.
She said they were delicious. Yeah, you're right. So? They're delicious, man. Shut the fuck up.
But I know one thing. You can trust me and Lucas completely. But if anyone else contacts you, it's absolutely vital you don't tell them anything about the existence of the alters.
While the prospect of having to contend with creating and then maintaining a small army of alters can appear intimidating, 11-Bit Studios have done an excellent job of pacing the opening hours of the game to acclimatize you to the various interconnecting systems. You'll need to assign your alters with tasks each day so you can accomplish multiple things at once. You'll need to speak with them and make decisions on who to agree with in disagreements. Attempt to satisfy them with optional objectives, and gift them items you recover outside of the base to boost their moods and general disposition towards you.
Hey, I found this.
Radiation and rebelling clones aren't the only dangers you'll have to face as you play through the game. as strange anomalies will occasionally make themselves known as you explore. Consider them a blend of the strange visual distortion that enemies possess in Remedy's titles, and the slow, considered travel required when passing through BT territory in Death Stranding.
Hey, is that one following me?
I won't divulge too much about the anomalies here, but there's plenty of mystery surrounding them that you'll unravel as the story progresses. The game plays out through journeys and acts, each one presenting you with a new map to explore outside of the base. You'll find destructible boulders blocking your path, higher ledges that require a grappling hook, and much, much more. The catch, of course, being that all of these things require resources that you'll need to collect first, most efficiently through outposts you can build, but using them to create exploration tools thus deprives you of vital upgrades to your base, or the ability to create new rooms specific to fulfilling alters roles or social and medical requirements. The resources required for each room, upgrade and progression tool, and the time available before sunrise scorches you all becomes ever more difficult to contend with as you progress. This demands that you create yet more altars to fulfill not only the base's but each other's needs, and if you fail to keep your altars happy, the consequences can be dire.
I said, don't come near me. I get it. You're angry. I would be too. But I could really use your help. You know, if we manage to get the comms room running properly, we'd probably be able to get out of here faster. Stop pretending you have any idea how I feel. I don't give a damn about your comms room.
It's that compelling urge to continue on over the next cresting hill, around the next corner, into the next cave, and one more fray into the quantum computer to create another you that truly drives the gameplay of the altars. I think 11-bit studios have executed it incredibly well here. From their previous titles alone, we know that they're masters at making you feel just on the cusp of losing control of everything, and that the gameplay systems are pushing back against you just enough to bring you to the brink of discomfort before pulling you back in with a compelling story beat or quiet character moment.
Marie? Marie Skłodowska? Where the hell did you find that old thing?
Oh, yeah. Use it as an anti-stress ball, so it's always lying around. Anti-stress ball? This duck was the first audience for so many papers I wrote.
While there are definitely some rough edges here, and it can be at times cumbersome to deal with the UI, various menu tabs and dozens of resources, delegating tasks to altars and exploring the open world zones, I still can't help but heartily recommend the altars, especially for those with a deep love of sci-fi and survival games. If only Sam Rockwell was in this one too, eh? Thank you to 11-bit Studios for providing this code for review. The Altars is available now on Windows, PS5 and Xbox Series consoles. Thank you for checking out our review, and be sure to stick around at Save the Game Media for all the gaming content and conversation you could ask for.